Nick is if they're running that way. Back.
Go faster.
You get pressure. Go faster. Go where you're going.
Faster.
So the first thing we got to do is get that dog back into control, right? They're out of control. What does distance do? It erodes control. So how do you get that dog back into control?
Come in.
Yeah. How do you get the dogs to come in? What's the command you use?
Here.
Okay. Sorry. Whoops. You can tell I hang out with a bunch of dog trainers. My language is just atrocious anymore. Yes, that is correct. So it's here, Nick. So what I do is I'm like, sit. I'll go tweet. No, sit. Screw you, Mitch. Here, Nick. Here, Nick. And we're talking like, get your ass. And then they're like, whoa, and they start coming in. Now I got them coming at me. Where do I teach remote sits at? On the pile work, because they're coming back to me. They're coming straight at you, right? That's where you're controlled. They're killing the distance, which is giving you more control. Sometimes they'll get right where Kathy's at. I'm like, I know I can get that son of a gun to sit right there. Tweet, sit. Or I'll run, sit. And I get them to sit there. They might have been out at 150 yards. But now I got control, and we just start running the blind again. So pretty soon, when you blow that sit whistle and they refuse it, no, here, they sit. They turn around and sit. Because they know what's coming after that. So that direct pressure you put on them creates loopy sits. You got it, right? You've had that. Creates slow sits. Like, oh man, I don't want to put my foot on the ground. Sit, Nick, sit, Nick, sit, Nick. No. It creates bolty behavior. It creates all this residual bad stuff. But a no here, the only thing it creates is the dog will turn around and start to come in at you a little bit. And then you blow a whistle and they sit. It's a real simple solution to a problem that a lot of people have, but nobody addresses it like that. I hadn't heard it addressed like that till I stopped by and stopped at a Pat Nolan seminar, and he goes, how many give direct pressure on a whistle sit refusal? Most of the people raise their hand. And a couple people that have trained with me and trained with him turned and looked at me and started, he goes, I never do any remote direct pressure for a sit refusal unless it's within this radius here, 15, 20 yards. Then I'll put a little pressure to it just to kind of put a little bit to it, but I don't do anything out there with direct pressure for sit refusal. And about 5 of those people turned and looked at me, and he looked at me and goes, what's up? And they started laughing, and they're like, Mitch has been saying that for like 20 years. And he's like, I bet you have nice sits in your dog. I'm like, they're okay, yeah, they work. And somebody's like, no, he's got really nice sits in his dog. And he's like, that's because, what do you do? I said, indirect pressure for here. He's like, yeah, that's what I do. He's like, it makes sense, right? I'm like, well, if you think like a dog, it makes sense. But if you don't think like a dog, you're going to use direct. Try using indirect pressure. No, here, sit. Because then you want to get them to where those sit, they're going to sit, probably 90%. So even if you have to bring them in quite a ways, bring them in and give them a sit. Pretty soon you'll start getting your sits where they need to be, okay? On water. But I'll do a no here with a Nick to it on water because they've had that structure on land. So as they start to go for that bumper, and they're like, no, I ain't going to listen to you. I'm going to get rewarded by getting that bumper. No, here, Nick. And I'll pull them off that bumper. I can always throw a different bumper out, but I don't want them to get that bumper by refusing a whistle. Right?
So how do you start working on whistle sits in the water?
With a pile, just like we did here. And sometimes if you got like running water, it's good because then they don't really have to tread water initially. They just have to stop. And you can build it up from just treading water and stuff. And then build it into treading water. I mean, whistle sits at all, it's, sometimes we'll go old school and get 2 ropes across the pond. One person on one rope and another person on another rope, and you send them out to a bumper, and then you blow a sit whistle, and you both taunt your ropes up, and you dangle them up there.
Yep.
Good places are boat ramps. I don't know if they have them here, but you'll have a cement pad with a pier out into the water, and you walk them down that cement, and you're on the pier. And then you just blow a whistle and dangle it over them a little bit. You know, there's a whole bunch of different methods, Kathy, and it just kind of depends on the particular dog. Some dogs are water phobic, so they're less likely to be on ropes because they'll gator roll on you, and then you'll be in trouble. It's all just a little bit different of what each individual dog has. But typically what I do is they handle, so I'll imagine there's a circle in the water out halfway that's about the size of a hula hoop, and I'll blow a whistle there. So if they paddle in out of the hula hoop, I'll cast them back into the hula hoop, the imaginary circle, and I'll blow another sit whistle. If they drive out of it, I'll do a no here, maybe with a nick back